right. Yeah, this Keith Lee stuff, man. I literally just did a video about, well, I didn't just do it, but I remember doing it like maybe like a month ago about his whole situation in Atlanta. And then he just went out to San Francisco. He went out to the Bay Area and he was gonna do a food tour out there, but then he had to cut that short because apparently it wasn't safe, right? Like it was getting a little too real out there in the field. So he ended up cutting that short. And I never thought that somebody giving food reviews would be making this much of a wave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. It's insane. And now you got this whole situation. I feel like if it gets to like another point where Keith Lee has another scandal, I feel like he might, you know what? He might say, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna just chill out on doing food for a little bit. Like, I'm gonna just kind of lay low and just kind of chill for a second, because it's a little bit too much drama whenever I decide to pop out and step out and do anything and go anywhere and try to help and try to, like, it's crazy. So apparently there was a truck owner, right? A food truck owner who, Keith Lee went and saw, right? Reviewed the food, said everything was good, everything was dope. And he left like $4,000, $5,000 as a tip, but he had it split up between like the people that was working at the event. Because I think there was somebody that was cutting hair. Obviously, he left some money for the owner, and then there was another woman that he left $1,000 for. And I saw like on TikTok that she kind of broke the whole situation down. Maybe we might get into that, but I saw Marky's video. I just saw it up here. I was like, well, fuck it, we might as well watch it and see kind of what he got to say. But yeah, TikTok food truck owner ruins her career after stealing money. This is a crazy situation. Crazy as fuck. It's ridiculous. Come on. Let's see what he got to say.
Decided that you wanted to have a lesson on how not to run a... Now, if you woke up today and decided that you wanted to have a lesson on how not to run a business, you've came to the right place. Because today we're going to be talking about a business that had the biggest opportunity they could have possibly ever asked for and completely messed it up. And it's a food company, so you can probably already guess, we're talking about Keith Lee. Keith Lee being a TikToker with 15.8 million followers on TikTok, he's probably one of the most influential people on the app. He goes around America and taste tests a bunch of restaurants and tells us honest opinions, and people trust his opinions because he is honest.
Yeah. Now, is he the only food reviewer on the planet? Obviously not. But he's, like you said, like he's the one guy that I feel like most of the world feels like they can trust. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these other reviewers, it don't even got to be food. It could just be any type of review. A lot of times these people, they take money from these companies. They get paid from them. They have like little secret backdoor deals with these people. And so it's like, it's hard to trust somebody that's paid off by somebody else. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like over the past like 2 months, man, 3 months, it's just been bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. And I'm sure it's getting to a point where he's like, yo, like, I didn't get into this for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go and I review food places and I try to help out when I can. I try to give my influence and make my influence felt by helping people, not getting into drama. You know what I mean? Now, in all fairness, this isn't really Keith's fault, right? Like, he tried to do a good thing, but man, we only 28 seconds in. Come on.
He can't be persuaded by free food and whatnot. He actually usually gets someone else to go in and order the food so they don't know it's Keith Lee ordering. Like, he tries to make it as honest as possible, and when he does give a really good glowing review, it helps the business massively. We've seen it a million times now. He'll go to a small business, he'll try the food, say it's incredible, and then there'll be videos all over TikTok showing how busy the restaurant is. It's been on the news, it's been all over TikTok. Like, he can really change people's lives doing these videos, and it's incredible to see. Most of the time. Now, unfortunately, with this being the case, it was always quite likely that he would maybe help out the wrong person. And it seems like he's done that. But let's start from the beginning, when Keith Lee did a taste test at Sweetly Seasoned.
Keith Lee is officially in Dallas. I asked him for help and come to visit my mom's food truck to hopefully turn it around. She is an award-winning pastry chef, and she is a culinary chef. She has 2 degrees. We are just from Milwaukee, and here in Dallas, it's kind of hard with the marketing because we don't know our way even around yet.
Well, we here.
Like, already, this was such a good opportunity, right? Because this guy, who is the son of the person who owns the food shop, he makes a video saying, Keith Lee's in Dallas, it would be great if he showed up, like, my mum really deserves this, and Keith Lee did it. And just to put in perspective, this video is on 6 million views, and spoiler alert, he gives a very good review, and this is 6 million people who now think that Sweet Seasoned is unreal.
Right. Customer service, my family said it was pretty good, and it was on live the whole time, so we can kind of see it. Only thing is, the only person.
Yeah, like, do people honestly understand like what the Keith Lee effect is? In terms of the word influencer, he is 100% that. Like, he can influence the public to really go either or with anything he reviews. If he says a place sucks, nobody's going there. Straight up, no one's going there. If he says a place is amazing, there will be a line wrapped around the store or the truck the next day. Probably not even the next day. Probably within the hour that he posts it, it'll probably be a line right then and there. It's like people literally are sitting there waiting to see the next place he reviews to then go and try it out. It's crazy. It is actually insane, man. But with that kind of power comes situations like this, man, where unfortunately you can't tell the character of people, right? And he's not going there based off he's not going there based off character, right? Like, he's going there based off like how good your food is, your service, and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, you kind of misjudge people, and this is the result of that.
Person cooking is the mama. So if you do come, please be patient. It's only one person there cooking.
I mean, he already knows how this is going to go, in a sense that he knows he's going to upload this video and loads of people are going to show up. And he's even saying here, like, be patient with her. It is just one woman making the food. He's trying to make this experience as good as possible for the woman who owns the food shop.
A pulled pork sandwich, fried ribs with french fries, jerk chicken tacos with beans and rice, and 2 orders of banana pudding. Is this $80 worth of food? In my opinion, no.
But considering the fact that it's been slow and she has an overhead, the fact that this is a food truck and everything is made to order, I understand.
I mean, he couldn't be nice if he tried, right? He's just said, look, it probably is quite expensive for what I got, but it is just one woman who's doing it. She's been struggling recently, like, I understand. I just can't believe she fumbled it this badly. I mean, we'll get to that later.
We're gonna start with the pulled pork sandwich. It's loaded. Only thing when you load a sandwich as much as the bottom bun does get soggy. This bottom bun already soggy. My hands greased. It's just really good seasoned pulled pork with pickles and barbecue sauce.
Okay, right, I'm not going to show the full review. He likes the food, but it's the ending that's very important here.
Before we left, we went and had a conversation with the mom, and we thanked everybody for having us. Me and the mama prayed together, and we left with a $4,000 tip behind. God, it's amazing.
Thank y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to leave $1,000 to the barber so we can cut everybody hair for free. We want to leave you $1,000 to fix the hair. We want to leave you $2,000. Yeah, everything.
Okay, so these numbers are very important, right? So he says he's going to leave a $4,000 tip. He's going to leave $1,000 for someone who was doing haircuts outside the truck. He's going to leave $1,000 for someone who was doing braids, and $2,000 to the woman running the truck. Incredibly generous, obviously. And on top of that, he's posting this video, which is going to make customers just flock to this place. But this is where the problems arise, because the woman who was running this truck, instead of actually splitting the money how Keith Lee wanted it to be split, decided to take the full thing. Because the way Keith Lee did it was pay one payment, right, through the card machine, and then would hope that this woman would split the money how he asked. Well, yeah, she never did that, and in fact, the sister of the barber who was supposed to get $1,000 ended up making a video exposing all of this. Also, it's worth noting that before we get into this, I'm pretty sure Cheryl here, who we're going to watch, also works at this place. So she's not only the sister of the barber, she works at this truck. Or worked, I guess.
A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids.
My little brother, yeah.
We want to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut.
Now I saw this video. I saw this TikTok, right? And it's just crazy to me because I think she said that, I mean, that was her brother cutting hair, right? So the brother didn't have any affiliation with the truck at all. I think she said that she was helping that day. I don't think that she works there. I think that she was just kind of helping out that day. I don't really know, I forgot kind of how exactly it all went down, but I don't think she was actually an employee, which makes this whole thing just even worse. Like, you have people basically volunteering, their time to help you, and you're gonna basically steal their money. Like, literally, Keith Lee is right here. This dude is right here telling you that he wants, how he wants the money split up, and instead of you doing it the way he told you to do it, you decide to say, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I feel like doing. And it's just like, yo, are you serious? Are you kidding me? With all of the business that you're going to get, you decide to take this opportunity to be greedy. You decide to take this opportunity to be a piece of crap? Really? Do you know, like, he left you a $2,000 tip, basically. You know you're gonna make $2,000 after he posts his review and his video. You know you're about to make $2,000 a minute. Like, you're gonna get way more than $2,000. You're gonna get at least like tens of thousands of dollars, if not more than that. Probably yearly at that point, because people are gonna come back consistently. You're gonna have, consistent customers, and instead you fuck it all up. All because of what?
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And granted, everything was cool, right? I charged him $4,000 on his card, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do, right? Wrong. So after everything had died down, mind you, on top of him tipping $4,000, this man left an extra $886 to feed everybody else that was coming, right? Right. But this is where she went wrong. I'm in the truck. Mind you, I'm a worker. This is your business, so I'm doing what you say. She tell me after this person, which is a third person, that you got to start charging again.
I mean, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Keith Lee, on top of the $4,000, actually left an extra $800 to pay for other people's food, so the next $800 worth of orders should be free. But apparently after the third order, Cheryl was told that she had to start charging people again. I mean, again, how have you fumbled it this badly? Because the response to this shouldn't be surprising, right? People are boycotting Sweetly Seasoned just as fast as they decided that they actually wanted to go there in the first place. Yeah. And it could have been a massive opportunity, and it just isn't anymore.
She called me and she was just like, well, I didn't invite your brother to come out there and cut hair. I didn't invite you. My son invited you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give $1,000 to my son and he'll give y'all whatever it is he see fit out of there.
Wow, that is awful, isn't it?
Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy as fuck. Dog, I'm going to give my son $1,000 and he'll just divvy it up between what? After this man Keith just told me how much he was going to give me, you then decide to play God in a sense and literally go behind Keith's back and say, fuck what Keith said, this is what I'm saying. I own the truck and y'all not getting none of that money. That's crazy. So basically if he decided to say, no, I don't want to give $1,000, I don't want to give no money to y'all, then y'all just not gonna get no money? After I was out there slaving away all day, helping yo ass, and this is how you do me? Really? Wow. Now, in all fairness, I did hear that the barber, the guy that was out there cutting hair, right? Now, Keith Lee left $1,000 for him to cut people's hair. So the next $1,000 worth of haircuts were supposed to be free. Now, I did hear that allegedly, right, the barber was still charging people for cuts. So if that's the case, then that's wrong. Like bro, it's supposed to be $1,000 worth of cut. The next $1,000 worth of haircuts is on him. Okay, it's on Keith. Simple as that. Like you just cut hair until it gets to that $1,000 mark. Once that, then you can start charging again. But he didn't do that. Apparently he kept charging, which is fucked up. But it's two wrongs don't make a right. Like literally, like if that's the case, y'all both wrong, because she wrong for keeping the money and you wrong for still charging. Like it's crazy.
So basically, the owner of this truck is saying that she's not going to split the money how Keith Lee wanted it to be split. Bear in mind, this is his money. In fact, she's going to give $1,000 to her son, keep the rest of the money, including most of the $800 that was meant to be for customers, and then if her son wants to split any of it, he can.
I get money. When I opened my eyes this morning, I had a deposit for $1,500. You get what I'm saying? And that made me sense. So I told you to keep my money, but I was more so pressed about the issue of my brother. Keith Lee don't know my brother. My brother don't know Keith Lee. My brother don't know any of y'all out here. But when you gave him the green light to post his flyers, after he cut both of your sons' head, yes, they paid. He wasn't cutting nobody's hair for free.
Yeah, so I heard the woman who runs the food truck's excuse for not giving the person cutting the hair any money was because Keith Lee said he could have the money to give out free haircuts. But her excuse was that he wasn't already giving out free haircuts. which makes zero sense. Of course he was charging people before he was given any money. I mean, we can actually see her reply to the comment here exactly what her thought process is.
Right, because nobody knew that he was going to tip. Like, nobody knew that he was going to tip that much money, right? And then not only tip that much money, say exactly where each tip was going to go. Like, he didn't know he was going to get that $1,000 coupon, so to speak. He didn't know that Keith Lee was going to do that. Nobody did. So obviously, yeah, he's going to go, without knowing, he's going to go set up shop and cut people's hair for a price. I mean, I don't understand.
And she says, the only person who's a part of this business is my son, and he will be paid. What he has got with his friends has nothing to do with me or my business. Thank you for your support. Alright, so I think Cheryl doesn't work at this food truck. She was helping out for the day because of what was happening. Maybe. That's what I'm getting from this. I mean, yeah, it really shouldn't matter who was part of what. Keith Lee said pretty clearly where the money was supposed to go to, and you refuse to do that, and you've took the money for yourself. That is awful behaviour. Now, Keith Lee, 8 hours ago as recording this, has made a response video to everything going on, and this is what he had to say.
Number one, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. Right. It's our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes.
As it should be. I'm sorry for all the pausing, but this is just a crazy situation because it's just like, no wonder why. Like, everything is an issue, you know, like everything is a problem. Like, this man is out here literally doing positive things, you know, as an influencer where you see so many TikTokers and, you know, YouTubers and other content creators doing dumb shit out here, running scams, running schemes, doing all kind of nut-ass content, you know, to try and get some more dollars. You got one, you got this guy who's out here really trying to make a positive impact in the world for real. And, you know, listen, is he all holier than thou? Like, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I'm sure the guy fucks up, you know, from time to time. But, like, he's doing something positive for the communities that he's in, or at least trying to. And then you got people like this, you know, that's just trying to just fuck it up. And it's just like, yo, very clearly said where he want this money to go. It's documented. Everybody got their phones out. Everybody has heard what he said. Like, and you decide to just say, fuck it. Like,
Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching the lives. We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get his $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing.
Yeah, that whole excuse never made sense to me. Like, her saying, oh, I'm not going to give him money because he wasn't giving out the free haircuts to start with, makes zero sense. In actual reality, she just wanted to keep the money, right? She got greedy and she had to come up with an excuse, and this is what she came up with.
And the reason why I didn't pay everybody individually, the interaction that you see looked longer than what it was. It was really only like a 5-minute interaction. Within that 5 minutes, 30 to 40 people pulled up. They was pulling up in droves. That parking lot was getting deep, fast. And for me and my family's safety in general, I don't ever carry cash around. And 9 times out of 10, if we tip, we always do it through the POS system.
I mean, yeah, the way he paid, there's no problem, right? Because he assumed everyone was a team. It came across like that. And they kind of were a team, regardless of what you think. Because if Cheryl's helping out with the food...
Yeah, and like he said, he didn't fucking know. Like, I wouldn't know if y'all are together or not, or who's a volunteer, who's not a volunteer, you know, who's doing this, who's doing that, who's on fries, who's doing, like, no, it's not my job to know that. It's not my job. I come here to eat the food and review the food and the service and the atmosphere and all that. Like, that's my job. I came here for that. Nobody knew I was coming. I'm Keith Lee. I'm being Keith Lee, right? Nobody knew I was coming. Nobody knew any of this, right? So, again, like, you make zero sense saying, oh, well, he didn't start off doing it for free. Well, yeah, because it's his business. He cuts hair. Like, and from what I understand, I think she said that he was licensed and everything. Like, he actually, you know, is a licensed barber. You know what I mean? Like, this is his job. This is what he does. So what do you mean he wasn't doing it for free? Of course he wasn't doing it for free. You tell me somebody who's going to cut somebody hair for free that didn't say that up front. Like, you knew he wasn't doing it for free. You knew that. Like, you just wanted to keep the money, man. And it's just like, yo, you just literally fumbled your own bag for nothing. For nothing. You just fumbled for nothing. Oh, like $2,000. You was about to get that literally that day. So you didn't want just 2,000. You wanted all the money. That's crazy. See, for something like this, I feel like you should have low key just paid everybody individually. But I understand why he doesn't carry cash. I get it, especially when you out in the public, you a major figure. I don't know if he has security or not. Now, mind you, Keith Lee was a fighter before. He was like a fighter in the UFC. So, don't think it's because he's super positive that Keith Lee won't whoop your ass. Like Keith Lee, Keith will whoop your ass, okay? And I think he also has a brother who's in the UFC too. He fights as well. So, don't get it twisted. Don't come out here thinking that, every shit is just sweet and he an easy lick. That's not how this works. But I'm sure he doesn't roll around with like a bunch of security and a bunch of like, goons around him. Like, bro, I review food for Christ's sake. Like, I'm not a fucking gangbanger. Still, I get why he doesn't do that for his safety and all that. But like, for stuff like this is why I wish you would just tip physical money to people. That way you have the control over where it goes. Because once it goes through the POS system, it's really in their hands. And it's just kind of like, but this is why you can't trust people, man.
Food truck. The brother's doing the haircuts as well. That's a good reason why people want to be there. Like, it creates a good environment. So of course when he does one payment, he's going to expect you to split it the way he requested it to be. And if you really want a team and you really thought that these people didn't deserve to have the money split, tell Keith Lee that in the moment. But you didn't, because you knew fine well that you wanted to keep the money for yourself. You could have said, look, they're not part of my team. I would happily take what you want to give me, but you may want to speak to them separately because we're not like that. Whatever way you want to say it. But no, she kept quiet. She heard $4,000 and didn't hear anything else. Didn't hear the way that it should be split. And decided to keep it all.
The last thing I'm gonna touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash. However y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement. But it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
And that's the thing that really bothers me. Like, he shouldn't have to come out and make videos like this. Like, he shouldn't have to come out and explain this. This is a very simple thing. Like, this should be a very simple process. The fact that I got to now jump up on here and clear up some shit that everybody and their mom can see is a very simple thing. The fact that I have to now come up here and say this shit, it's just dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb.
So Keith Lee did tell her to distribute the money how she felt necessary.
I never said that.
I mean, that was a funny little cut there, Keith. Yeah, we are in first name basis, by the way. But now that is very strange behaviour. He's took a clip completely out of context. Keith Lee saying, look, you can split it up however you want to. Meaning, you can split it up through, like, Cash App or PayPal or cash, like, however you want to do it. He never said give as much as you want to each person. He quite literally said, give $1,000 to this person, $5 to this person, you can have $2,000.
Right.
So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion. I see the memes and I see the jokes, but I am not in the business of shutting businesses down. Her actions did not sit right with y'all and her customer base. That resulted in the situation that she in today. We just ate the food and left the tip. Pray in advance that everybody in the situation stays safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said she created the situation she was in. I like that. I gotta go back to what he said. That shit was hilarious.
The memes and I see the jokes, but I am not in the business of shutting businesses down. Her actions did not sit right with y'all and her customer base. That resulted in the situation that she in today.
That resulted in the situation that she is in today. She decided to do that. Listen, I gave the money out. I said exactly where I wanted the money to go. And that's that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, once the money leave my hand, it's now, supposed to go where I said it should go. And that's that. Like, she literally fumbled her own bag for no fucking reason. That's crazy.
We just ate the food and left a tip. pray in advance that everybody in the situation stays safe.
Yeah, so as respectful as ever, when realistically some people maybe don't deserve as much respect as others, but I mean, that's a response from Keith Lee. And apparently, Sweetie Season is like permanently closed now? Yeah, so here's the screenshot that's going around. Sweetie Season Food, Trailer and Catering. It says that it's permanently closed on Google. I've seen a lot of other people, I've seen the reviews, that's not so great, is it? But I've seen a lot of people saying that they've just rebranded to a different name, so maybe that's true. Would probably be quite smart at this point, because people are just like leaving bad reviews left, right, and centre. Actually, yeah, I can see the comments here. She changed the name to All-in-One Catering LLC. I highly doubt she'd permanently close the whole business because of this, but I mean,
and even if you do change the name, like, it's still you working there. It's still the same food probably, so it's not like you're gonna just change your name and try to change your like. You're gonna have to change everything about you. You're gonna change your face. You're gonna change your name. You gotta change everything about you. Everything about you, because, like, come on, man. That's not how this works. You fucked up. You were greedy, and now you're, dealing with the consequences of it.
It could have been such a big opportunity, and she really has ruined it for herself, which is a big shame. Like, it could have been something massive. At the end of the day, that $4,000 could have been so little compared to what she could have earned through this promotion.
That's all I'm saying.
Keith Lee.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's now just going to stop here. It's a big shame for her. But either way, I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on everything that's spoke about today's video. If you did enjoy, please do a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Shout out to you, Marky, for the dope ass video. It is very short sighted. It's very short sighted, Rubito. Like, that $4,000 could have been 400,000 in a week. 400K, like, and that's on the low end. Like, you got no one to blame but yourself. It doesn't matter if they change the name. They're gonna know your face, and they're gonna know not to go there. Like, come on. Like, he has a audience of more than like 14, 15 million. Like, you think some of those followers don't stay where you stay? Don't frequent the places around where you are? Like, you think like they're not gonna see your, come on, man. Like, come on. I can't imagine being filmed accepting a tip that was explicitly to be split among several people, then later just keeping it all. Some people really are greed over gratitude. Yeah. Seriously. It just doesn't make any sense, man. Like, you really fumbled your own bag for what? Talk about having short-sightedness. So she ruined her whole deal over a pissy $4,000. Whereas if she had done the right thing, she would have been looking at tens of thousands of dollars rolling for her business. So stupid. Yeah. She's getting roasted. And she should be getting roasted. All this lady had to do was be a good person. But she couldn't hide her true colors. No, she couldn't. Especially when money gets involved. When money gets involved, that's when, shit gets really sticky. That's when what Drake say? You know how sticky it get. That woman is a nasty person. I hope her business goes down. She gave her son money and took the rest. She should be ashamed, yeah? She sure was fine being considered a team when she was accepting money on their behalf, yeah? Oh, man. Well, let this be a lesson to y'all. Let this be a lesson. Crazy.